chapter that we began with the nerd. His name is 122 Nerdbaum, and he wound up not answering any of my objections. Because, you see, in a debate you must bring chapter and verse and proof. And the only thing he could find was that it says that the earth is upon pillars, etc., etc., and most of those phrases are not to be taken literally. Certainly, if you look in the books of the great Jewish thinkers, the Orthodox Jewish thinkers, these are things that are not meant to be taken literally, because the Torah speaks in the language of man. However, I wish to put out a challenge to all the nerds and the non-nerds. Thank God, over the years, many people have asked me certain questions, and I've been able to answer them most of the time to their satisfaction. So I wish to conclude this chapter of the nerd. Nerd, you didn't answer any of my objections, and you didn't ask or really raise any others, since all you said was that PBS denies the validity of the book of the Exodus. This is like children in a science class denying the concept of relativity or Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. It's just a child saying some things who doesn't want to agree with some great professor. We have a whole cadre of hundreds of great generations with tens of thousands of great scholars who've addressed these questions in the generations before and in this generation. And it was my privilege to learn from some of them. And the people that I cited, Professor Hassifer and Professor Broer, are highly respected in their fields, and no one has ever been able to contradict what they said. It's just that people want to believe a certain way. And in the halls of science, whenever a professor has said something, promoted a theory, and the theory was accepted, it doesn't die even though you disprove parts of it, as long as it can be reinterpreted to fit the facts. Listen to this. As long as a theory that is discredited can fit the facts, it is considered still valid and operable. For example, using your own Darwin's theory of evolution, the principles upon which Darwin based his ideas from have been disproven. They can't happen. It is only through the area of random mutation that comes, spontaneous mutation, that comes from outside forces that cause what they call evolution. And to this I've responded, and I've never received a satisfactory answer. Random mutation is a dice, a throw of the dice. It happens continuously at random, which means that if this happened 4 million years ago, it should also have been able to happen 3 and 2 and 1.5 million years ago. And if that's the case, it could have happened 100,000 years ago and 10,000, and that would cause us pause to try to find those areas where things are changing to other species. For example, the lizard supposedly became birds. To my knowledge, they have not discovered a single feather. To my knowledge, a bird hasn't become something else. To my knowledge, there isn't a single case of a monkey becoming a human being. The fact that monkeys are intelligent, birds are intelligent, fish, porpoises, dolphins are intelligent. That doesn't make it a human being or in the process of becoming a human being. And the other thing that I said about those experiments with the soul and the mind and the independent mind, these are concepts that are found in the great books of Israel, most notably the great teacher Maimonides, and their principles are only reinforced by the latest scientific discoveries. And so if you find that a rabbi said something explaining the principles of the Torah, which we Jews accept because the rabbi said so, and later this is verified by scientific experiment. Don't call it God of the gaps, call it the God of prophecy. Because the only thing that explains these phenomena are the writings of rabbis that came hundreds and thousands of years ago. And with that I conclude. I ask all you nerds out there, if you have any questions, you're willing to challenge me with a question, or you have a question that's bothering you, my email address is rabbichaimoshe@aol.com, rabbichaimoshe@aol, rabbichaimoshe@aol.com. Or you can put your comments and your questions into this blog, into this YouTube, or on my blog site, which is discoveryoursoul.com or discoversoul.blogspot.com. Again, discoveryoursoul.com or discoversoul.blogspot.com. And if you have any questions, we'll try to address them and have a meaningful conversation for all the nerds, including the nerd that couldn't debate me. And I love you anyway.